Welcome to Episode 2 of the Diplomatic Lens podcast. Today, we are going to discuss the Israel-Hamas conflict and precisely why it has been beneficial for Iran and its axis of resistance. Reason number 1. Strengthening the axis of resistance. Iran has long positioned itself as a key supporter of groups and movements that oppose Israeli and Western influence in the Middle East, known as the axis of resistance. By supporting Hamas, as well as other factions like Hezbollah, Iran enhances its strategic influence in the region. The Israel-Hamas conflict provides an opportunity for Iran to demonstrate its support for Palestinian resistance, bolstering its role as a leader in the broader struggle against Israel. Additionally, the conflict allows Iran to increase its influence through proxies in the region. Hamas, as well as other militant groups supported by Iran, like Islamic Jihad and Hezbollah, receive material, financial, and logistical support from Tehran, further cementing Iran's role as a patron of resistance movements. Reason number 2. Undermining Israeli security and stability. The war tied up Israeli military resources and attention, potentially diverting them from other areas where Iran and its allies have interests, such as in Syria and Lebanon. This distraction allows Iran to further its objectives in these areas with less direct Israeli intervention. Prolonged conflict with groups like Hamas can strain Israel's resources and international standing. The more Israel is embroiled in this type of war, the more vulnerable it becomes to challenges from other regional actors, including Iran. Iran benefits politically by capitalizing on Israel's perceived instability. Reason number 3. Discrediting U.S. and Western influence. The Israel-Hamas conflict provides an opportunity for Iran to criticize U.S. and Western support for Israel, particularly at a time when Iran has faced increasing pressure over its nuclear program and other regional activities. By siding with Palestinian factions, Iran strengthens its position as a vocal opponent of U.S. policies in the Middle East, highlighting the rift between Western and Middle Eastern interests. Iran uses the conflict to frame itself as a champion of the oppressed, portraying its support for Hamas and other resistance movements as part of a broader struggle against imperialism and Zionism. This resonates with broader anti-Western sentiment in the region, reinforcing Iran's leadership within this ideological narrative. Reason number 4. Internal legitimacy and regional solidarity. Supporting the Palestinian cause, especially during times of heightened conflict with Israel, allows Iran's leadership to bolster its legitimacy within the country and in the eyes of the wider Muslim world. By positioning itself as the primary supporter of Palestinian resistance, Iran strengthens its credibility in the Islamic world. The war between Israel and Hamas can be used to rally broader Arab and Muslim public opinion in favor of Iran and the resistance axis. This solidarity can be useful in countering the influence of U.S.-aligned Gulf states and in portraying Iran as the protector of Palestinian and Muslim interests. And lastly, reason number 5, the destabilization of the Middle East. Iran benefits from a destabilized region where its adversaries such as Israel, Saudi Arabia, and the U.S. are stretched thin dealing with multiple conflicts. The ongoing instability in Gaza and the broader Israeli-Palestinian conflict serves to weaken Iran's regional rivals and creates opportunities for Tehran to expand its influence in other areas, such as Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon. Ultimately, the Israel-Hamas conflict aligns with Iran's broader strategic objectives in the Middle East, providing an opportunity to strengthen its alliances, undermine Israeli and U.S. influence, and promote its vision of a resistance movement against Western and Israeli domination. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for more talks on the Diplomatic Lens podcast.